go. First overtime here at Atlanta. Green flag is out. Side by side, Chastain is right beside Kyle Larson. Larson getting the push from Bell in turn one.
As the fans have the lights of their cell phone cameras onto the grandstands, here we go. Ross Chastain with a push from Carson Hocevar down low. These cars are glued together. Up top is Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. Who's going to pull out a line, Pat?
Side by side, nobody with an advantage. Nobody now. Larson with an advantage. The 5 car up front. 3 wide behind him. Chris Bell on the top side. Hocevar and Chastain. Larson with the lead.
White flag is out. Chastain got shuffled to the bottom. Kyle Larson out front. Contact with Carson Hocevar. They continue to race in 1.
And Kyle Larson's going to be under Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell right on Kyle Larson's door. Larson almost gets loose, but they stay glued together side by side down the back straight away.
Easy money with Chris Bell. They're side by side for the win here at Atlanta. They race into the bottom, into turn 3. Carson Hocevar with a huge move as they race off of turn number 4. The caution flag is out. We'll have to see who won it.
As they come down to the stripe, again, it is not how they cross the finish line. It's been fast and furious and a fight to the finish, and we don't know who won it right now.
Caution came out when the field was around turn number 3. Josh Berry with a wreck. Now we can see Christopher Bell's team either celebrating or in disappointment. Cliff Daniels, the crew chief for Kyle Larson, about as ice-cold calm as he always is right now. Here's a replay, Mark, if you want to describe what we're seeing here.
We're watching now Hocevar. They're going 3 wide. The yellow light, it looks like, is flashing. And it looks like Bell is out front, and it is like a dead heat between Larson and Hocevar. NASCAR is reviewing this, and again, by look of that replay, Christopher Bell looked to be out front when the yellow light was flashing. We'll have to wait for the official notice.
I think the big question was Hocevar out in front of Kyle Larson for second place? Christopher Bell coming down the front straightaway. NASCAR has said the finish is under review. They just called the 20 car to the start-finish line. Christopher Bell is your winner here in the Ambetter Health 400.
Wow. Man, oh man. Christopher Bell. We didn't talk about him until practically the very end of this race. And Bell started deep in the pack, and he started 32nd. I mean, he goes 31 spots. He's up to the lead, wins the race. Wow.
Christopher Bell has been the last Toyota to win. He did that at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, race 18 of 2024. Christopher Bell, now the first Toyota to win in 2025 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This number 20 team at Joe Gibbs Racing is on their way. They are playoffs bound right now as Christopher Bell makes his way to the start-finish line. You're going to hear from the top finishers, all the stories here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, including race-winning driver Christopher Bell. Now let's go down to pit road. We'll start things off with Wendy Venturini.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with the top 5 finish here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Martin sponsor, new sponsor on your race car today. You got a big smile on your face. Tell us about that finish at the end, Ricky.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Our Martin's famous potato rolls Camaro was really fast, and I didn't need to. I got fenced in the wall there on the front stretch, or I thought I would have had some momentum to get a battle for the win there. Coming down the front stretch, but obviously the caution came out. So hated to push the 20 by off of 4, off the 5, but I thought my shot at winning was pushing him by, and then trying to get a run myself. So. Just a bummer to not win, but all in all, a great day. Got some stage points, top 5 finish. First time for Martin's famous potato rolls to be in the sport and on our race car, so I had a lot of fun.
All right, congrats to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Alan Cavana.
Kyle Larson took the white flag as the leader, ended up 3rd. Really, really close finish. Any second guessing on that white flag lap?
I think if I don't let the 20 get to my outside, I've got an opportunity, but he probably splits to my inside into 1 and clears me. And if I don't, hesitate and whatever, the wreck probably doesn't happen. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a replay yet, but bummer not to get a win, but proud of the effort today and had a lot of fun. It was super intense, and my first legit finish here at Atlanta since the repay or reconfiguration. So I'll take it. I feel like we learned a lot, and I feel like we can be a lot better too with our balance of our race car to, be a little bit more on offense while we're in traffic. So did what we could, but came a little bit short. So congrats to Bell, and thank you to HendrickCars.com, Chevrolet, and all the Chevy partners, too. So yeah, just been a good night. Just would have liked to have been a couple spots better.
Kyle Larson's best career finish on a drafting track, Brett McMillan.
Well, Ryan Blaney, what an adventure today, and you made it back to the front towards the end, just couldn't quite finish off. Kind of go over your day, if you would.
Just it was a little bit of a struggle kind of getting to the front after I lost some track position in first and second stage, and then we got spun when I finally got track position by the 77, and we were able to make it back up and run forward. So up and down day, that's for sure, and just happy to be able to make a recovery.
That's Ryan Blaney, started on the pole, had quite an adventure today. And right now, Carson Hocevar is having a conversation with Ross Chastain. When Hocevar got out of his car, Ross Chastain was standing on the other side of the car waiting for him. So they've walked out onto the ball field area, and they've been having a conversation for about the last 3 or 4 minutes, kind of away from everybody else. So we'll get a word from Carson Hocevar when they get back over here. And matter of fact, here is Carson right now, and now he's talking to Ryan Blaney. So when they finish their conversation here, I'm sure there's veteran advice being given to Mr. Hocevar. So we'll get him here in just a minute. Alan Cavana.
Ross, can we talk?
All right, so we'll see if we can get Ross Chastain and Carson Hocevar. Chastain actually got moved out of the way from Hocevar on the track. Let's go back to Alan Cavana.
And I found Ross now. Appreciate you taking the time. You had a long talk with Carson Hocevar after that green-white checker. What happened?
Proud of the Moose Chevy, Alan. Not going to talk about that. To qualify 33rd and drive through the field, made some bad decisions throughout the race. I did, and the car was good enough in traffic to keep cycling back forward. So great call by Phil Surgeon there. And beginning of stage 3, I guess, to come get 4 tires. I was definitely second guessing that in the moment. It was definitely the right call, so I'm glad he's the one making the calls.
All right. Did you hear what you wanted to hear from Carson?
No, sir.
Succinct answer from Ross Chastain. Guys?
Thank you very much, Alan. Really appreciate that, and he's right. I mean, that was just very direct, and that was a long conversation that they had, and I'm sure that will continue. Again, Ross Chastain, a mentor of Carson Hocevar, now frustrated by Hocevar, and apparently Ryan Blaney was as well.